So, welcome back to A Pillars of Eternity. We have just arrived in this quaint little town where they're a little superstitious, I think. They decided to hang people. I didn't quite get why, I don't think. I know the Baron just had a baby, and apparently it may have died because of whatever weird disease is going on or something. Something's going on where they have a lot of births that are not successful. We also recently had an weird encounter with a cult of some kind, doing some kind of ritual, knocked us out, killed our poor companion. She's dead, sad, and had some weird visions of torturous scenes.
Sure.
Well, so let's go ahead and find. I don't know. We had some kind of ailment that we needed to find a cure for. So let's see if we can figure out where to find that cure.
Were you looking for someone in that tree? I could introduce you.
Oh, that's so kind of you. No, thank you. I'm just looking for anyone who can help me feel better. He gives an understanding nod as he takes a long drag from his pipe. My condolences. He exhales and turns his attention away, watching the village around him. Were there no other options? The man smiles broadly. Welcome to our lovely village. Ah, lovely. Okay. So lovely. Stairs. What's down here? Oh, you can retrain a character from first level through any. Okay. Oh, you don't look so hot. Wretched beasts. So a man lies resting against the wall, lit by the dim illumination of the fading sconces. He has a gaunt, fox-like aspect, and his face is pale and damp with sweat. One arm is held loosely against his side, sleeve soaked with blood. He gives you an anxious glance as you near, his features twisted in pain. Have a care if you mean to go in. He casts a quick look towards the doorway to his left. This place is not so empty as I thought. This temple isn't what it used to be, probably for the best, times being as they are. He groans and shifts position, wincing. I'm no looter, if that's what you're thinking. Not one of the faithful either. Just wanted to do some good, I suppose. Got my arm clawed up for it. He regards you wearily. Maybe you'd have better luck. Okay, better luck with what? The man points a finger upwards. These ruins around us used to be a temple of Aothus, the scattered god. A grand temple at that. His worshippers would come from all over the Dyrwood, from Redsurus even. Until the war, of course. Even then, you'd get some of the stubborn ones, the ones you couldn't get through their heads that their god was dead and gone. Go on. Once the legacy started, Lord Raederick decided he'd been too lenient on the Eothiousans. He had his people go in and put them to the sword, left them down there, buried under a heap of rock. After that, Raederick ordered the temple sealed. It's been years like that, up until recently. Lord Raederick hopes that if we dedicate the temple to a living God, then we'd be forgiven. And the legacy will end, see? He smiles wryly. But until then, the temple is as you see it, unguarded. That's where you come in. Ritten licks his lips. Those priests, maybe they didn't have a lick of sense between them, but they still didn't deserve to go like that. Chopped down to their God's house. It doesn't sit right with me. If you can get down there, find their remains, maybe we can finally give them a proper burial. Ritten breathes out. No small task. There's coin in it for you if you need motivating. Coin, eh? Sure. Let's see. I'll find them. I take it you aren't supposed to be here. They're long dead. What does it matter where they're buried? Wait, you want me to bring you some skeletons? I take it you aren't supposed to be here. Ritten laughs bleakly. Well, I meant to be in and out, nice and quick. I'm not hurting anyone, it's just Lord Raedric's forbidden anyone having anything to do with the scattered god. It'd be a little harder to explain to him than you. It's a good cause, though, isn't it? And you could make some coin in the process. I have some questions first. Yes? Any chance there's something down there worth a little more than some old bones? I have a feeling he's trying to scam me. Ritten looks around. Probably. Nobody's been through the place since it was sealed up. Well, apart from me. And I didn't touch anything. Any valuables in there? You get first crack at them. I only ask that you do this favor for me while you're at it. Why can't you do this yourself? Well, I tried. I only got a short ways in before I got in over my head. Ritten grimaces. I haven't raised a blade in a long time. Turns out, it isn't something you can just pick up again. But you look like you can handle yourself. I'm done asking questions to you. Ritten nods. Then, what do you say? I'm not really interested in this, actually. The man sags back against the wall and raises a hand apologetically. Fair enough. I just thought, since you're down here anyhow and could use the help, I'd be willing to make it worth your while if you change your mind. Maybe later. I really feel like I need to go find a place to sleep first. An inn, so to speak. I'm tired and weary from my journey. You don't own the stronghold yet. What? Okay. Oh, I meant to click map. Oh, okay, there's a cute little map. Oh, that's a person. Let's go to that person. Oh, where am I? Oh. Oh, I clicked on it on the map.
Sure.
And I think it hovered over it. You see 4 people gathered by the door to the inn. Their raised voices and chopping gestures suggest an argument reaching its climax. The first figure raises his hands for calm. His face is partially obscured by a hood, but his height and stature suggest an elf.
I meant no offense. Let's put this matter to rest over a round, shall we? My treat.
Hoping to soothe our pride with a few Adira coppers, eh? We don't need your coin.
She spits at his feet. What's going on? One of the other men points at the hooded elf. His eyes are red from drink, but his gaze is focused. Mocking us even while he shelters in our village just goes to show what these fancy Adir manners are worth. We don't take to that kind of treatment. Not from foreigners, and especially not from Adirans.
Go on. Say it again. I'm itching for an excuse.
The second man thrusts his chin at the elf. He stinks of sour ale.
Fie, you're itching for the kindling touch of your sister, you cocksfeather!
I'll cut that barrel-licking tongue out of your head.
A collective cry of outrage rises from the three locals. The second man snarls.
This is a misunderstanding. I didn't say whatever it is you think I said. We've nigh quarrel.
Horror and shock paint themselves across the elven man's face in broad, hasty strokes. He frowns and swallows. He plants his feet. Something surly and raw flickers through his eyes.
That's where you're wrong.
The elven woman draws a blade. This is really unnecessary. Wouldn't you rather be inside drinking than out here arguing? We don't want your charity either, foreigner. They squint at you through red, bleary eyes. Sounds suspiciously like you're defending him. Okay, so not so happy about me, but take some of this. Druid stag carnage. 1 per rest. Well, you know what? I think I'm about to rest. So while in stag form, a druid can attack a large area with reckless abandon. With every successful melee attack, the stag form makes reduced damage attacks at all other enemies from within 1 meter of the target. Oh my. So I go into a frenzy rage. Let's try it. Oh my, he's in bloody pieces. He just, oh my gosh. I murdered him. As the last of the attackers falls, the elf turns to you, the tension almost gone from his smooth face.
Not quite how I hoped to get to know the neighbors. Thank you for your timely assistance with that awkward situation.
You mean for slaughtering them? Literally, look, there's like blood pieces still up there. You're welcome.
Well, that is one way of putting it.
He gives you a quick smile. He straightens his hood, and you note the remains of fraying embroidery on his gloves. His boots are caked with the dirt of many months' travel, but the leatherwork beneath it is sturdy and fine.
Well, I suppose introductions are in order after that little fiasco. Aloth Corvisor, at your service.
How did you manage to get stuck out here? He laughs uncomfortably. That is something of a long story.
Well, I'm a wizard by training, and an adventurer by necessity. I was born in the Seathwood, part of the mainland of the Adir Empire, and both of my parents served the nobility, which afforded me an education for which I'm grateful. However, there were no open positions in those houses, and so I decided to seek new means in a new land. And how exactly did you come to be here?
Well, I was actually traveling with a caravan, but we were separated near some ruins. And what I'm not telling you is that they all died, and I was the only survivor, because that would be awkward.
In Gwithan Ruins? Well, those can be dangerous places during the best of times, which these are not. In half the locals would arrest you for trespassing, and the rest would kill you outright. I'm curious. What exactly did you find there?
He leans closer. A Bewick.
And you survived? I've heard such a thing was impossible. But it seems you either have a knack for timing or the favor of the gods.
He regards you with a new interest. So, Aloth, what are you doing, Gilded Vale?
An excellent question. I came looking for fresh air and cheap land. Instead, the magistrate gave me directions to the inn and a story about the local lord's expectant wife. But I take it that's a familiar tale.
He cocks his head, looking at you. And you? Well, you know, I've actually been experiencing strange things of late. I'm looking for an expert on souls.
Indeed. The local lord has searched far and wide for similar specialists. He has rid himself of them almost as desperately.
His eyes flicker as he looks you up and down. He nods at the gnarled old tree in the center of town. Oh, I guess that's why those people died, is they just weren't quite what Lord Frederick was looking for. His darting glance takes in the tumble-down buildings and the fallow, rock-strewn fields. I expect such expertise would be best sought elsewhere. So just how did you manage to cross those 3 drunks?
I'm afraid that was a matter of misunderstandings and mistranslations. It doesn't help that people in these parts remember their war with Adir like it was yesterday.
He tints his fingers and looks away. You actually did make a rather lewd suggestion regarding one of the aggressors and his own sister. Ah, that. He clears his throat and adjusts his sleeves. As I tried to tell them, they misheard me. Happens all too easily after a few pints, and the accent doesn't help. I see. For which I am grateful. Let's, discuss something else, shall we? So, yeah, you don't exactly look like a settler.
Begging your pardon, but neither do you. Yet, circumstances can find a person in the strangest of places.
A sly grin crosses his lips. Well, you know what? I actually should get going and, find someone to help me out with my whole problem. So I'll see you later.
As should I, given recent events. It's just as well. I've had enough of the watered wine and lumpy beds at the inn. They say even the owner tired of the place. Just up and left one day. It explains quite a lot about the upkeep. Perhaps I could join you. I could use a change of scenery, and I find it's better to travel in numbers.
He gives you a guardedly hopeful look. Well, I mean, yeah, I'd rather have you join me in a group, so yeah. So, yeah, go ahead and join me. Let's go.
Excellent. I shall follow you.
Now that you've made friends with everyone in town, or not, let's go to the inn. Thought this place was going under after the owner left, but it's held out. Oh my, sounds rowdy in here.
Hello.
Oh, greetings and welcome to the Black Hound Inn. The innkeeper bows her head curtly. Please sit where you like. Would you like a drink or a room? We have 2 available at the moment. I'm afraid we can't offer much by the way of a good meal today, she sighs. Unless you're fond of cold porridge. I'd actually like a room, please. But before that, can I see what you have for sale? Aloth opens his mouth, but seems to reconsider. Nothing for me, thanks. Of course. We're running a little short on goods these days, but we ought to have more soon. Okay, can I sell my crap? hopefully. Well, you're like a wizard. You don't need crap. I don't think I want a bow. I mean, a crossbow. It just seems really... Well, you know, I'm not really using my melee weapon. But I don't really have a tank in my group. So maybe I should half try to be a tank and like a bow person. And half try to be a ranged person until I actually get someone who can tank for me. So I'm gonna actually, I think I should do some inventory management, unfortunately. Just to make sure I have good stuff for tanking in case I need it. I really actually want to, yes, I can't do that. I want a shield so I can tank. I think I want stronger armor. That's light. More light, but better. There's medium. And more light. So let's go ahead and get this medium armor on. That looks a little better. Do you have something? Okay, yours is okay. Oh, and you have a little book. A grimoire. Oh, wizards have the ability to learn a staggering number of spells, but they are always limited by the capacity of their grimoires. At any given time, a grimoire may only contain 4 spells of each level. Click on a spell in the right panel to remove it from the grimoire. Add spells to empty slots by clicking on the spell in the left panel. Oh, so these are all my known spells, and these are the ones that I have available. So let's see. We have Minoletta's Minor Missiles. Such great alliteration. It summons 3 spell missiles that batter the target, inflicting crush or corrode damage. So is it like magic missiles? I don't know. Archimere's dazzling lights overwhelms anyone in the area of effect with a brilliant and bewildering pyrotechnic display, decreasing their will and leaving them dazed. Oh, he does little fireworks. Kalikoth's Sunless Grasp. The caster's hands become so cold as to freeze what they touch, does freeze damage to a target, and reduces its accuracy. Okay, but you have to touch it. That means close quarters. Fans of Flames. Creates a cone of fire in front of the caster, causing burn damage to anyone in the area of effect. Okay. Ooh, Wizard's Double. What is this? It creates, combat only, not in Grimoire. Creates a duplicate of the caster to distract enemies, granting the caster a high deflection bonus until he or she is hit or crit. Okay, because that's not a level 2. Oh, yeah, I don't know any spells at this level. Oh, okay. Very interesting. So you probably want to keep your little grimoire here. But you know what? How about you hold a torch? There we go. And I need to have a weapon to go with this medium shield. How about we could do a mace or rapier? I don't really know. How do I... Oh, it says poleaxe two-handed. Here's a battle axe one-handed. Okay, so we'll do that. And what other... Okay. Oh, okay. Where's all those gems and stuff I have? Maybe they're in here. Yeah, this is more... Wait, that seems better. Why don't I have that? Right? Can't I equip this? Because isn't that better armor? Because this is DR6 medium. And this is DR7 medium. Yeah, that's totally better. Oh, and here's more stuff. Oh, that has a dagger. Maybe I should use a dagger in a shield. That seems really stupid, though. Why would you use a dagger in a shield? But I don't know. Why wouldn't I? 10 to 15 slash damage, but it's fast. Speed is average. 13 to 18 slash damage. 10 to... But I don't really know how to do, like, damage per second calculations. Some more torches. Oh, here's all my... But this is crafting crap. So I guess I can craft with an amethyst. So I probably shouldn't sell it. Let me just sell all the other stuff I'm not using.
Hail and well met.
Hello again. Anything I can do for you? We still have rooms open, and it's never too early for a drink. Okay, now what do you have for sale? Let's go ahead and sell this. And this, and this, and this, and this. Maybe we may use that. That's worth nothing. I mean, surely I'm going to get better stuff later. Like, this isn't... Move how many wolf hide? All? I'll keep the crafting stuff. 340. Now let's see what you have for me. Beer. Damage reduction +1 for 300 seconds. Milk. +6 max endurance for 10 seconds. And +1 constitution. So these are just like some stat boosting. Camping supplies. Well, maybe I should buy... Let's buy a camping supply. Sure. There we go. Now
Greetings.
I want to go ahead and get that room, please. Of course. We keep them nice and tidy. Okay, so we got the common room for free? Oh wait, I should read this. Inns allow characters to rest without using camping supplies. Cheap rooms are usually available, but if you have copper to spend, you may consider the more expensive options. The bonuses they provide last for a long time, and in fact, the entire party. Let's see. This lasts for 2 rests, +1 perception, +1 mechanics. Lasts for 2 rest, +2 resolve. Sure, I'll get a laborer's rest. I could use a rest. Oh. It's those weird stones that were in the ruins. Your sleep is restless and fevered, assaulted by hisses and whispers, blanketed with a suffocating anxiety. You open your eyes to awaken and find yourself in front of Gilded Vale's gallows tree, the creaking of its ropes growing louder in your mind till the sound is deafening. Hanging from the tree is an old dwarven woman whose face has shriveled inward like moldering fruit. Her head hangs limply to one side. As you look at her, she looms larger and larger in your mind until she is mere inches from your face. Suddenly, her head snaps up and her eyes open, and they are empty, and behind them is a vast nothingness that makes your stomach drop. Her mouth slowly parts. With a gust of rancid air, she speaks a word. Watch her. You jolt awake. The foul smell of the dwarf woman's breath still permeating your nostrils. Sweat runs down your face in thick droplets, and your skin is soaked from head to toe. You remember the woman. You remember seeing her decaying face when you spoke with the magistrate. He called her an animancer. Though it fills you with a new queasy apprehension, you feel a strange compulsion to see this woman once more, if only to confirm she is truly dead. Oh my, oh my. So weird. Well, that was interesting. Is there anything else? Oh. Let's see what else is in the inn really quick, and then we'll go figure out. Oh, stealing. No, probably not a good idea. Spoons hang by the fire, coated in brownish gunk. Lovely. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Oh no. Wanted to tab. There we go. Oh, there's people. Let's talk to people. As you near, you feel a vibrant history contained in the essence of this woman's soul. Voices from its past seem to call out to you. Oh, creepy. Reach out for the soul or step back. I don't know. I want to reach for it to see what happens, but it sounds really creepy, so I'll step back. Should I try again? Well, sure. Oh my goodness. You see a woman emptying her satchel onto her bed, taking stock of her inventory. Potions, bandages, tinctures, and herbs are scattered throughout her room haphazardly. She bites her lip, head tilted to the side, considering. She begins to repack one item after the other, careful deliberation undercut by shaking hands. Each item has a clearly marked place, but no matter how she repacks it, she isn't satisfied. The shaking worsens as she empties it out once more, one hand held to her mouth. Tears eke from her eyes as she gives up all semblance of order and shoves everything she can into the satchel, grabbing it and running out of the bare house. Straightening her back, she walks to the docks. Chin high, eyes hard and red, a gangly young elf offers his condolences, but she can't see him for the ocean ahead of her. She wanders the docks, offering her services as a doctor to any who will listen, anyone heading out on high tide. Less than an hour later, she watches her childhood disappear in the distance, a tiny speck of an island, and tries not to jump. Oh, okay, weird. Okay, so now here's the man's soul. This is so odd. Like, what do we... Is this like their history? So weird. So, Strom Brightblade. You see a group of young men standing around a makeshift practice target. This man stands in the middle of them, explaining the construction and use of a bow. He holds it up, pointing out each part as he speaks about it and what it does. He then walks away from the target, telling them to remain where they are, and takes his place about 200 feet away. He carefully lines up his shot, explaining what he is doing as he does, and lets the arrow fly. It hits the target dead center, much to the surprise and delight of the boys near it. He smiles, walking towards the boys, talking about proper stance and how to most effectively hold a bow. A noise comes from the tree line near their practice venue, and he stops, scanning the woods, blue eyes squinting against the sun. A shadow moves, making its way through the forest behind them. He draws an arrow and lines up the shot, carefully tracking the motion of the hidden creature. Loosing the arrow, he wastes no time and quickly grabs another. The boys spin, watching the arrow fly into the forest, immediately lost among the trees. There is a sudden, explosive movement in the undergrowth as a deer erupts from the tree line, running across the edge of the clearing. The boys laugh, turning to joke with the man about his lousy shot. They stop talking, seeing him holding the bow and leading the deer with a nocked arrow. They drop to the ground as he loosens this last arrow, which flies true and strikes the deer right behind the shoulder, piercing heart and lungs and dropping it dead almost instantly. The boys stare at the deer for a few seconds, and then slowly turn to look at the man, newfound respect in their eyes. He smiles again and breathes a quiet sigh of relief. Oh. So weird. Ooh, can I go upstairs? Apparently. Huh. Are these the people who don't belong downstairs? Or maybe they just like it a little quieter. We have... Oh, what's this? Roaches scatter and flee under the crates. Ah. Shane shakes Mulvian. Okay. More vibrant history. No. No. I don't want more vibrant history. I've got enough vibrant history. Let's exit. It's daytime now. That's good. Okay, let's look at the map. Well, I think I was supposed to go find that person. Who's supposed to heal me. So, seek help for your condition. Okay, so the magistrate advised me to get some rest while I wait for permanent accommodations. That may be the best thing to put into this illness as well. So maybe I'm good with that. So I'm going to find the dwarf woman in the dream, who apparently may be... Okay, so in my dream, I heard a message from a woman, a dead woman, hanging from a tree that stands in the center of Gilded Vale. It may be nothing more than a dream, but but there was a strange realism to it. I need to return there and see for myself whether there was anything to it. My condition has not lifted, and I am not sleeping well. Okay, so that's what I need to do. We also have this guy who wants me to search the temple. This journal is actually really helpful. It tells me what to do. That helps, because there's a lot of stuff going on. So let's return to the... Oh, this is the tree. I just went the wrong way. And I wonder if the guy knows any more about Lord Raederick and his thing. Oh, there's the... Possibly the dwarf woman? Oh, you're not helpful. So let's go talk to the dead dwarf. The squat, distended body of an elderly dwarf woman dangles from a thin, crooked bow that sags at the tug of her noose. The bloated purple flesh of her neck, worn away in patches like a moth-eaten linen, bulges over the rope that suspends her, and her lifeless head lolls forward rigidly from one side to the other when the breeze shifts. You perceive a faint glow around her that casts no light on its surroundings, but there is a tepid warmth to it, and you feel somehow that if you could just reach out and touch it, not with your hands, but perhaps with some aspect of yourself that has no worldly dimension. Sure, let's reach out for that woman. Oh no, more vivid history. Okay, so you take a deep breath, clearing your mind, focusing on your objective. As you exhale, you feel yourself spreading out towards the hanging woman, perceiving all that lies between you and her with new, unfamiliar awareness. Once you have expanded enough to reach her, there is a sudden jolt to your mind, a ringing, electric surge of images and words and sounds. Involuntarily, you shut your eyes and feel yourself being pulled down into some deeper consciousness in a space occupied only by you and the hanging woman. And when you open them again, she is staring at you with eyes clouded in a milky fog, her body still swaying in wind you no longer feel from a tree that stands planted in a misty void. The woman gives a slow nod of her head, the rope creaking as she does so, and she smiles at you.
Have you come here for me, dear, or have you gotten lost? Ah, it is both, I think. Yes?
Her eyes squint as she peers down at you. Am I imagining this?
No, I think not. A pity that. It would be simpler. A mercy even. To not have to wander anymore, no? Alas, we are here, you and I, wherever here may be.
Her tongue clicks as she shakes her head. How are you able to speak to me?
Is that what we're doing? Perhaps it just seems that way. Perhaps it is the easiest way for your mind to make sense of it. I think it is a very good choice.
So, I need to understand something that's happened to me. She nods, a look of pity on her face, as though consoling a child.
The world looks a little different than it used to, is that it? Feels like you're noticing things for the first time that have always been there.
She nods.
You have seen past the shroud. It only takes an instant. Your soul remembers, yes? Remembers how it sees when it leaves the body, like being reminded of a dream you had forgotten. You are a watcher now, and a watcher you will stay.
Watcher? What do you mean by a watcher? What's that?
What indeed? Long hours have many animancers spent studying such things. Not I, though. Not I. I'll tell you what I know, though, since fair is fair. And here we are, visiting, you and I, and it reminds me of better times. Souls pass on. Some say through Audra stones, which are the blood veins of the world. They leave the world for a time and are reborn into it, sometimes more than they were before, but usually less and seldom the same. For all souls there is a time where they do not live, yet have not passed on, and those souls roam the world, same as you or I, either leaving or lost. But no one sees them because they have forgotten how. A watcher sees, though, knows what to look for. And sometimes they know a person just by looking at them, know where they've been in ages past when their bodies were other bodies. See memories even their owner can't recall. A wonder to behold when all goes well. A wonder!
What do you mean, when all goes well?
Oh, nothing to be afraid of, I'm sure. It's just much to take in for some. Sometimes there's trouble sleeping or other difficulties.
She smiles at you reassuringly, fanning out a tuft of long whiskers that sprouts from one of her cheeks. Oh, I guess because she's a dwarf. So you're saying there's side effects?
You should see old Merwald. He could tell you much more than I. A watcher just like you. Helped many in his day. Took up in an old keep no one would claim. Not far, not far. Kadnua, beyond the Black Meadow. He will welcome the company.
So, I think I survived a Bewick. Do you know that why that would be?
Did you now, dear? My, that would be something, wouldn't it? Could be luck, could certainly be. A storm can be a careless thing.
Caldara appraises you with scholarly interest for a moment, before resuming her cheerful demeanor.
Or maybe it got its hands around your soul but couldn't pick it up. A soul can be heavy if it stayed in one piece through its time. Strong souls, we call them in the trade. Cold, I mean. Called them. Those days are all behind me, no?
She smiled sadly, as at a thought. Okay, you just said souls break apart over time?
Oh, yes. Entropy. Rimagan's work. We know little of why or how. We lose pieces of ourselves when we die and pick up pieces of others when we are born again, but less than what we lost. We tried to stop it with the animantic sciences, but with little success. No. A very small few resist Rimergan's influence and stay together through some force of defiance, at least for a time. But they all succumb eventually, I think.
She clicks her tongue. So I want to know something about you.
Me? I'll bore you to tears, though.
Who are you?
And here I thought you'd come to visit me in particular. Caldara de Baranzi, of the Valian Royal Academy of Animantic Sciences. Not the greatest of their number, but I came here all the same because this was where help was needed.
Her arms turn outward, stiffly, in what might be a curtsy. So, what happened to you? She laughs, a rasping, choked cackle escaping between rows of buttery yellow teeth, causing her body to bob up and down with each spasm. Seeing her blank expression, she catches herself.
Oh, come now. Such a question. As though the answer were plain as a rope tied for strangling. Allow an old dwarf her last bit of cheer. Well, I came where I was needed, didn't I? Offered my services to Lord Radric for a pittance. A humble pittance. I was to examine the Lord's wife, see why the gods have seen fit to poison her womb. Studied her for months, looked high and low for impurities, tested her valence, the permeability of her essence. Do you know what I found?
No, tell me.
Nothing at all. A healthy woman, head to toe, blessed with a beautiful soul. Such a sweet woman, too. Meek, but warm-hearted. A few months' time, and the lord of the house demanded answers. For a time, I told him what he wanted to hear. Oh, yes, my lord. She is riddled with imbalances. I must have time to cure her. As the birth drew near, he grew impatient, as lords do. And this is where I've ended up.
So you mentioned you're an animancer. What is that?
A student of the soul. Something so basic, yet so poorly understood. But so many breakthroughs have been made in my lifetime. Had been made. Had been. To hear the locals tell it, we're a gang of soul manglers that preys upon the weak-minded. And the worst of us are. But the best of us? The best? Inspirations, miracle workers. My parents were soul twins. Miserable before they met, empty inside. It was an animancer who helped one find the other. Turned their lives around. You wouldn't believe the stories. Amnesiacs helped to remember their lives. The suicidal brought back from the brink of oblivion. The elderly afforded extra moments to say their goodbyes. How soon we forget when we're afraid. It's a fascinating science. A fascinating time to be alive in a place like Deerwood that does not control the research, no? I love the Valian Republics for many things, but their recent caution will leave them behind, I fear.
I think I may have some other questions,
Of course.
but apparently I don't.
Goodbye, my dear. It was lovely visiting.
Caldara closes her eyes, and her head slumps forward over the noose, and your surroundings seem to bleed into your vision from some unknown place of waiting. Crucible of the Soul. Huh. Aloth looks at you through narrowed eyes. Are you all right? You seemed lost just now. Yeah, come to find out, I'm a watcher? His arched eyebrows recede into his hood. Well, that's interesting. He gives you a sly grin. And I expect that explains how you survived a bivouac, In any case, I appreciate your honesty. Since we're traveling together, it's probably wise for us to share these things. So do you know anything about Watchers? Only that they're rare, and that they seem to have unique insights into certain soul conditions. He coughs. As you just demonstrated. Oh, okay, well, great. Let's move on. So, I wonder, what is it telling me to do? Oh yeah, go find this guy in Black Meadow and talk to him because he's an expert on Watchers. So I can do that, or I could figure out what's in this temple here. Let's just come back to that some other day.
17 and a half.
17 and a half what? The smell of pipe smoke, at once earthy and sweet, wins its way into your nostrils. Your eyes trace the smoke to its origin, where you find a broad man with a straw-colored hair leaning against a mossy rock wall, his pipe held to his lips with one meaty hand. He looks you directly in the eye, but the look is not aggressive. He regards you with a peculiar smirk.
17 and a half. Well, could be 18, depending on how you count the dwarf woman.
I'm sorry?
The dwarf woman. You were trying to figure out whether to count her as a full person. I think you oughta.
What are you talking about?
The people hanging from the tree. 18 of them. Well, last I counted, anyway.
Aloth frowns. Is that what you people do for fun around here?
Name's Adair. Though to the people around here, might as well be 19. Don't think I'd put you much higher than 22, 23 tops. You look like the sort that likes to get involved.
What makes you think I was interested in the dwarf woman? He looks at you a moment, his brow arched. His smirk broadens.
I was smoking over here, saw you staring at her. Twice I refilled my pipe. You never so much as blinked. Your mouth was so slack I took you for a Radric at first.
So, I don't know if I want to tell him I'm a watcher. I've been out of sorts lately. Of course, we all got our bad days when we stand perfectly still and stare at corpses for a while without blinking. He winks. Well, sure, why not? Do you know what a watcher
Careful,
is?
friend. Best not use that word round here. Could be any number of Radric bootlickers within earshot. Ciphers, animancers, watchers. Same thing in the eyes of folks around here, Radric especially. They come through these parts all the time with their cures, preying on the desperate. None of them are who they claim to be.
Oh.
Of course, seeing you with that funny look, I'd be halfway inclined to believe you were having some kind of communion with that dwarf. Either case, maybe I'm not 19 after all. No offense.
So wait, do you think you're going to be hanged or something? This town's had it in for me for a long time now. Only fella who's ever stuck up for me, well, he's number 18 up there. My headman on the farm. Used to be my captain during the war. So wait, why was your headman hanged? He got involved. Raderick sent men down here the other day, said they had it on good authority. Someone in town was working with Kolsk, plotting Raderick's overthrow. Said if it didn't come forward right then and there, well, they'd hang every last one of us. No one was coming forward. So Swithin, that's my headman, he steps up and says it's him. They took him at his word. He sighs and shakes his head, his eyes fixed on the tree. Bound to happen sooner or later, if not for plotting against Raderick, then for protecting me. Wait, so what does your town have against you?
Pick the wrong god. That's what it comes down to. Used to be a lot of Vathus worshippers in Gilded Vale. That mess of rocks over there, that was a temple to him, to give you some idea.
Oh.
Then one day, somebody named Widewind shows up on Deerwood's doorstep. Says he's the living flesh of Aethys. Got an army with him.
Oh.
Suddenly, Aethys isn't so popular in these parts. My brother Woden and me, neither of us believed it. No way was that Aethys. He enlisted, then I did too. But, he didn't make it back. After the war, people took to punishing Aethys worshippers, accusing them of treason. Got real ugly, especially after the legacy started. Folks needed someone to blame. I was safe because I fought, but then this rumor starts that my brother, that he was on the wrong side. And I wasn't so safe anymore. until my headman stepped in and said they'd have to hang him to get to me. Seems that's no longer a concern. Of course, the townies don't do the hanging these days, but when Raedric's men come, they got no problem doing the pointing.
Aeloth glances at you and lowers his voice. You can see why I was eager to leave. So wait, if you're next to be hanged, what are you still doing here? He gives half a smile. Drinking mostly. Point of fact, I'm on my way out. Just haven't figured where I'm going yet. Not a whole lot of places out there that don't think Waidwin's legacy started with Waidwin. Hey, I mean, we could travel together. Where are you headed? Someplace called Cad Nua. There's an old watcher there who might be able to help me.
Seem to remember hearing something about that years ago. He tamed that place. People would seek him out for all kinds of things. Troubles of the soul, questions for the departed. Of course, that was back when you didn't have to say watcher with a hush on your breath. A man such as that, there'd be things I'd want to ask him. Don't know why I never thought of it before.
Something kindles in Eddar's eyes, and the vigor of purpose finds its way into his voice.
Not sure how I feel about setting out with a stranger, and a strange one at that. But, truth be told, you might be the only one in town who wouldn't feel some relief seeing me swing from that tree.
He scratches his beard absently with a calloused thumb. It's a fine reason if I ever heard one.
All right, then. Guess I'll do some sightseeing.
He
As long as you're not the one picking the sights.
He tilts his head forward and gives you a pointed look. Well, let's get going. Okay, I've got another quest for him. So we're going to bring Eddard to speak with Mayor Wald. I'm going there anyway, so that's good enough for me. All right. And you know what? I bet he's a tanky guy. What do you bet? He looks it. Oh, he's got a lot of health. Look at that health. 455. I have not even 200. And same with this guy. Oh, he's getting all the tank stuff. Oh, do I hope I have other... Oh, dang it. I don't have any light armor to put on. But you know what? That's okay. I'll just keep what I have. And... Wait, do I have any? I just sold all my crap, didn't I? Except for some torches, but that's okay. I will be fine. Oh, can I adjust my colors in here? Ooh, I can. Very cool. Oh, accents. Yeah. I'll go with red. Well, I'm so excited. He's kind of cute. He has a beard. Oh, look at his little beard. I like it. So let's go to there, Caed Nua. I'm assuming I can't teleport there because it's, oh, is there like, oh, there is. Oh, there's like a whole lot more to this place. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, it's not as big as I thought it might be, but it's still a lot bigger than I thought. Okay, let's skedaddle. Here. Road east. Road west. I bet we need the road east. This way. There we go. Yay! Look at us go. Run, piggy. All right. I don't... Should I have gone this way and not this way? Well, this makes sense, but this does too. If this is west, wouldn't west be this way? Maybe I should take the other road. Makes me wonder, doesn't it? That maybe there's not a road this way. Oh, south. There's a south road. Go here. And go there faster. There we go. Shuffling along. Okay, we can turn. Aha! Let's go here, and then we'll go east from here. I think that road looks a little bit more straightforward. So, Mangren's Fork. 4 hours. Sure. All right. Ooh, is that? No, it's not a plant I can pick up. Well, this seems like a good place to stop for today. Hope you enjoyed the video. I think we've learned a lot. We're apparently a watcher and something with souls and lots of learning about people without them knowing it. Kind of stalkerish, but you know, very, very weird, interesting. Gonna go learn more about myself and what a watcher is. But we'll see what happens next time. So I will see you then.